All right, after much consternation, I decided to finally fire it up. Did the final checks on that hose clamp there. I actually put gas in it. I actually hooked up the battery, doing everything at the last minute. All I'm gonna do is try to run water through it. I've got water gathering right now in the bottom of the tank. First time ever, I gotta avoid this thing. I don't want a hose going over that, you know, and melting. Everything's hooked up. I'm not hooking up the big hose yet. I think it takes a lot of pressure to push water through that, and so what I'm doing is I just tape the regular hose there before it goes here. I also don't know how long to cut that yet. I left a space here to put like ladder and my gas tank, that kind of stuff. Anyway, it's all hooked up in theory. First time ever firing it up. What's gonna happen? All right, here we go. First test is successful. I had as much water as I could get into the system. I even ran the bypass a little bit just to see what it would do when I saw the hoses moving around. And the only thing that's a little worrisome is it doesn't seem to be flowing very much. Of course, I know I need to tweak it, but I expected a little more flow. Well, let's go ahead and hook up the hose and see what happens then. Damn, dude. This thing is pushing back on me way too much. This is what I wanted. Right here, man. This is it. Holy cow, that thing is powerful, man. You know, if you've ever tried to power wash with one of those, you know, just high pressure ones, and it just like, it won't go and it won't go, this thing is just whoosh. I can clean this whole driveway. So what happened was I turned the engine off and let off the key, and this I forgot to put a ring on that thing. I hope I forgot to put a ring on that, and this blew off. I had my first blowout. That's okay, it's my fault. I forgot the ring. I thought I had everything done, but I should have checked everything. Okay, what was cool was the second I turned this on, you don't know if anything's gonna work, you know. The second I turned this on, immediately it started sucking up this fluid, and immediately started working. It took about 5 or 6 minutes for it to actually start blowing soap. Obviously, it's got to travel through all the tubing and so forth, but wow, I mean, this is better than a blower on a dry day, better than a air blower. It just blows, man. So anyway, I have flies all over there, all over the trash, right? Hundreds of them. I went ahead and put that soap and just, I think that will kill them, or at least they won't like it. All right, I'm gonna start from this way and go down. It doesn't, you know, I've been filling it up, and and I'm about halfway almost, and it doesn't take that much, you know. Oh, I was running it, and it was like coming out like a garden hose. I'm like, what's going on? For at least 10-15 minutes, and finally, all of a sudden, boom, it just blew. I was getting a little worried. I was thinking about, man, something's wrong. I was trying to find throttle or something on there, but when it finally hit, it took a good 10-15 minutes for this thing running before it finally just went. I love this thing, man. It's so awesome. All right, so now I'm gonna redo that. I'm gonna put some chlorine SH in that, and you know, this reel is nice and all, but at 500 feet, which is ridiculous, 300 feet, which is a little ridiculous, it gets caught under there if you don't wind it just right, and if you let go of it, it kind of unwinds. It's kind of a pain in the butt. I don't know if I would have got 300 feet again. It's just too much to deal with. You know, I'd rather drive around, but however, you know, I have it, and here it is. The motor, engine started up first time, just boom, electric start. I love this thing, man. I freaking love it.